Hi, good evening, everyone. I hope you're all doing great. I'm coming to you from an absolutely freezing Cape Town. It is so cold. So I've got a heater blowing on me from the side, which is not the best for the Eskom grid at the badly constrained. And some of you would have seen about the fire at the Duva power station. So that unit was already down. That happened yesterday. But yeah, more possible sabotage taking place, which is quite sad. We have just over 100 people watching. Welcome here. There's not many non-members. Hi, Heinrich. Thanks. Let me just get onto live chat quickly. Uh, I can't say we have a fun topic tonight. It's I enjoy talking about this topic, and it's a very misunderstood topic. So I want to clear up quite a few things around this. And hi, living. Hi, Tash, Anna Marie, Colin, Lynette, Warren. Welcome to all of you. Goodness gracious, the members are here in numbers. Johan, Marsha, Ruth, AJ, Maggie, hi. Hi to all of you. So, how do you feel about the fact that I'm doing a live stream every week for the subscribers too, like on a set day? Is it nice? Hi to all of you. Do you enjoy it? Has it been worthwhile? I don't want to waste people's time. Okay, so JDK says it's awesome. Barbara says hi. Um, worthwhile. Okay, great. So, hi, Hannes. Okay, the members I'll say hi to on Thursday. Mari, hi. Navi, Gail. Welcome here. We have over 200 people watching now. When we get closer to 300, we'll get going. We had a record amount of people in the stream last time. Almost 900 people in the live stream. I don't know if we're going to achieve that today with the topic, but if we have over 300 people, we are having more people in our live streams than all other YouTube channels except for SABC and ENCA when they doing live streams out there. So you people are great. You're part of a community that on YouTube as a platform is outperforming all other YouTube channels except for the two biggest news networks in the country. So that says quite a lot. And we are the most liked channel on YouTube for news and politics, the most liked in South Africa. And that is quite something. I didn't expect that. And last week, we were the we were at number 20 for the most favorite channel of all genres. And I found that interesting. I never thought that the kind of topics that we cover would become that popular. But it's interesting to actually have that kind of statistic and to be able to see it. Hi, Karen. Valdo, hi. Potato Fanat. But remember, if you can't, okay, we're over 300 people now. If you can't watch everything now, you can come back and watch it later. And I put out a lot more content to the subscribers on this channel than I do to the members of the channel. So there's a vast amount of information that you get. In between all my videos, including the question everything and the moments in time series, you will find gems of information that you can try and put together. And tonight I'm going to cover information with you with regards to the sixth, seventh, and eighth generation technology. And you know, when I did my tour, I said to people, stop your fretting over 5G because I was getting so sick and tired of the fake news. And I said, if you have to see what sixth and seventh generation technology is, you will stop your uh, manicness over this nonsense. Because if you have to see dagga as a gateway drug to heavier drugs, then that is what 5G is. It's the thing that makes at normal, make sure accept something. Hi, Candace. Hello, all from Ramsgate, South Coast. Welcome here. Vonnie says 300 plus watching, only 50 likes. Yeah, the likes do matter now because this is a public viewing. Only subscribers can comment. People that have been subscribed for 20 minutes. That's how you keep out trolls. It works very well, and it's awesome that YouTube gives you that ability. So, yeah, you can hit the like button, and then other people will be able to be notified as well. The channel has grown massively. The growth is phenomenal, and you making that happen by liking the videos. So, the popularity of the channel is calculated by looking at the amount of views versus the amount of likes. So, views and likes, and I have very few subscribers compared to these other channels that have over 1 million. So what we are doing is working, and it takes me putting out 3 videos a day, and I've committed to doing that. On the 22nd and the 26th of this month, I'll be putting out 13 videos on each day to commemorate 2 years ago when I did exactly the same to get this channel started. I put in the effort. It was a lot of hard work, but it worked. Member for 12 months, Heidi. Thanks, Heidi. That's really awesome. So, the topic tonight is fascinating because we're delving into a world that's still being created. And you won't see the high-tech companies telling you everything that they're doing because they all want to own this market. And the reason why I'm trampling on 5G tonight is because it's totally irrelevant. Okay. Fifth generation technology is a gateway to getting control of you via your phone. So before we get into sixth, seventh, and eighth generation technology, I will speak to you about fifth generation quickly. And why don't I say 5G, 6G, 7G, 8G? Is because it's generation. That's what the G stands for. And that makes more clear what it is. It's not an internet speed. It's not a Wi-Fi speed. That's only a part of what it represents. A generation of technology is rolled out currently with the United Nations and the Committee of 300 plans every decade. So by 2030, the sixth generation technology will be launched and run and be implemented up until 2040, when seventh generation will be launched and run until 2050, where 8G will be launched. And when it comes to eighth generation, you won't get a lot of information for one simple reason. This is where humans become defunct or irrelevant, and you can literally eradicate the human race. But I'll get to that later. I'm not going to take up too much of your time. 30 minutes, I'll be done with the crux of everything, and then I'll maybe take some questions. Gavin, hi. Oh, wow, you upgraded your membership. Well, we're going to have some fun very soon on Zoom. So the normal members, we do a live stream every Thursday evening, and it's like a big family coming together. It's a lot of fun, and I give them information in the YouTube in the community tab, where I will provide links for specific things. Yeah, if you become a member, you'll be able to see the interactive members. What we do is, and there's 40 of us now, interactive members. There will be a Zoom meeting once a month where I will actually meet with everyone, and we will interact with each other on a one-on-one basis. And the people, all the interactive members, will have direct access to me. At the moment, it's so difficult for me to see to everything that I get. It takes a lot of time and effort, but with interactive members, we'll be able to communicate directly. And wow, we have over 400 people watching now. That's really incredible. So when it comes to fifth generation technology, it is there as like a gateway drug to these new generations, because all second, third, and fourth generation did was prepare us for this phase where Agenda 2030 can be fully implemented, and you needed fifth generation technology infrastructure as the backbone for 6G and then later 7G and 8G. And those generations have profound differences, and I will discuss that just now. I've got some articles open. I will share the links to those articles with you, and to just discuss things that you can tangibly go and look at. So you don't have to trust me. You can go and do your own research. These aren't conspiracy theories. The people that run the world, the people at the World Economic Forum, at the Bilderberg meetings, etc., they are all either agents of the Committee of 300 or they serve in the Committee of 300, like Klaus Schwab. He's the founder of the World Economic Forum, but he serves as a member of a committee of 300 members. While they don't always have 300 people, people die off, etc. But they invite new people in, and it's for men and women. It's not just a man-only organization. It has changed a lot over the years, and today is very effective in implementing this one world order, which they believe will save humanity from its own doldrums. In other words, these people believe that we've created a world that's absolutely atrocious. What they don't say is it's atrocious for them because they don't like how we live, look, do things, etc. It's not convenient for them. They still need us to consume to make them wealthy because they don't have to do anything. None of them do anything. They get rich off our backs and they get power off our backs. And the people in the council of 13 families that control the agenda of the Committee of 300. They don't care about money. Money is just a tool to them. And to them, the fact that Bill Gates is a multi billionaire means nothing to them. Nothing. Because they have control over governments. They have control over the world. They have control over systems, many systems around the world. And they don't care about laws, they don't care about borders, they don't care about governments. And this is why they have to implement something now physical, uh, electronic, mechanical, something digitally that you can touch and see. And later it'll become so small that you'll have to see it under a microscope, something that they can tangibly use to control us, like completely. And I will explain to you how that is possible with seventh generation and eighth generation technology, and how fifth generation now puts the infrastructure there in the name of fast internet. Okay. And that's all you're going to get with fifth generation technology. The other thing that it'll do is a phone like this. This phone of mine is not a fifth generation enabled. My wife has the version that is fifth generation technology enabled. And we have a router in our house that's fifth generation enabled. Now, that doesn't mean that your brain's going to get fried or anything like that. I actually put a plant right next to that router and it flourished. Very, very happy. It's not a good thing for the signal because the higher the signal gets, the easier it gets stopped and blocked. So you need a lot more transmitters everywhere for that signal to be within line of sight. Okay. Now, the higher the signal that you send out, the easier it is for that signal to get blocked or stopped by even a dust particle or the leaves of a tree or whatever that might be in its way. The smaller it is, even the paint on a wall could be too rough to bounce that wave off it properly. So those higher waves can be absorbed everywhere. So they need to put in so many transmitters and receivers that everything is within line of sight. In other words, there's nothing in the way between the two. Okay. Even rain would affect signal because the signal would be interfered with if rain drops that are falling or snow is in the way. So when it rains, you will see the internet signal will dip. How many of you have noticed that when it rains, the internet signal dips? Now, currently, the signals that we have in the country um, is broadly fairly low. I mean, we don't have very high signals being sent out. And fifth generation technology can use a bandwidth that's the same as a cordless microphone that a singer sings with on stage. And I don't see people running for the hills because they're afraid that the cordless mic is going to zap them. So the amount of fake news around fifth generation technology is endless. It's pathetic. Stop. Just stop worrying about that. Stop worrying about the waves. All frequencies can hurt and damage you. if it's intense enough, direct enough, and if you don't apply time, distance, and shielding. All frequencies, including light frequency. I have a light in front of me. It's a frequency being emitted, and it's much higher than what people claim the 60 gigahertz that they say 5G is at, which is rubbish. Um, it's just not true. And so this light frequency is much higher. So is that now dangerous for me? I mean, I can carry on and on until the cows come home. So we have 500 people watching. Welcome to all those of you that have joined us. We're really getting into the thick of things now, and I'm explaining why fifth generation technology is like the gateway drug to sixth, seventh, and eighth generation technology. So what does 5G do before we get into 6 and 7G? We only have 15 minutes left, so I have 5 minutes for each of those. Fifth generation technology is there for one purpose, to make sure that this device in your hand, that it can fully monitor, track, and trace you with artificial intelligence. It's to make sure that everyone gets one of these, gets used to it, and depend on it. In other words, you can't do without this device anymore. Um, I have three. I'll show you. This little Tidally is a second generation or third generation phone. Our government this year will ban imports of phones like this. So you won't get second generation technology allowed to be imported into the country. And by 2025, South Africa will ban 2G and 3G networks. In other words, I won't be able to use this phone anymore. So by that time, I should have come up with a new way of communicating if I don't want a, a 4G phone or 3G phone. I believe this is probably 3G. This one is up to 4G. And at the end of the day, those devices will become null and void because the networks won't cover them. And this is how you'll be forced into something new, either not to use the technology or to be fully dependent on it. Once you're dependent on the technology and what it gives you, what then happens is your life starts to be controlled by technology that'll be in your toaster, in your microwave, in your fridge. You know, in my double O days meetings, I told the people your fridge will show you what you look like, and it just won't open if you ask it for certain things, because it'll say, no, you're overweight. It'll be able to check your height, your waist, and everything else, and just say, sorry, we're not opening this fridge for you. Tomorrow morning at that time, try again, and then you can get this and that. So that is being not just discussed now, has already been developed. And this is fifth generation. So it's still chicken feed. It's very simplistic, very basic. However, what it does is it makes you not only addicted, but totally reliant on fifth generation for survival. And the one thing that it does provide is very fast internet connection. And a lot of people are focused only on that, on the radio waves, the internet connection. And I said, you're missing the plot completely. This is not about the internet speed. It's about the devices that it enables. And this is the same with sixth generation, seventh generation, and eighth generation. On the internet with eighth generation, they'll tell you, wow, you'll be able to transfer 11 gigabytes in a second. Now, can you imagine 11 gigabytes in a second? It's a couple of movies in a second. In other words, connection will be instant. The reason why connection has to be instant is not so that you can download data fast. It is so that the Internet of Things can become the Internet of everything. And I'll get into that just now. So, fifth generation, a gateway to make you dependent. And the one thing that fifth generation is supposed to do is eventually for you to lose this device, not need a cell phone anymore. In other words, open the gateway for sixth generation technology, where you are literally an extension of artificial intelligence. So I always tell people, currently, what you are is you are the Android, and this controls your life. This. And I can prove it to you through people's actions. If you monitor someone for an entire day with a device like that, they won't have it put down the way I do. and I see my phone calls much later or whatever. No, this device has no SIM card in it for a reason, and it'll never get a SIM card. This device, a SIM card, no one has the context to that except for a very select few people. The other device is the one that I use for every Tom, Dick, and Harry that might want to contact me. There's a reason why I have three devices and why one of them is almost never switched on, this one here, because it can still be triangulated if it is switched on. In other words, with old technology, you can determine exactly where I am at any specific point in time by using that device if it is switched on. And you will notice that when you switch phones on or when you wake up and you have a fourth generation device phone, it'll know that you've just woken up and you'll start getting messages. You you will not get messages while you are sleeping with a smart phone that is fourth generation enabled. With a fifth generation enabled, that becomes even better. It starts to monitor your breathing, it starts to monitor your heart rate, and many other things. And that might sound awesome to some people, your health apps, etc. The health app isn't there for your health, it's to monitor you as a person. And once I start looking at the sixth generation technology and what it'll do, okay, it'll do and people will say in the specific article in Tech Target, it says, do we even need sixth generation? And it says there are a number of reasons we need 6G technology. They include the following: technology convergence. And this is important, where different technologies can all start to come together. The sixth generation of cellular networks will integrate previously disparate technologies such as deep learning and big data analytics. This is very important. They want to be able to analyze data. So the older networks, they will incorporate. The introduction of fifth generation has paved the way for much of this convergence. This is the first time I'm going through this article, so as I'm going through it, I will be able to just update you. My main focus is seventh generation, so bear with me. So edge computing, the need to deploy edge computing to ensure overall throughput and low latency for ultra reliable low latency communication solutions is an important driver of 6G. In other words, very fast speeds. You will almost, when you click on something, it'll be there immediately. And then the Internet of Things. Okay. We will later with seventh generation go to the Internet of Everything. And I'll explain to you the difference between the two. So Internet of Things, another driving force is the need to support machine-to-machine communication in the Internet of Things. In other words, it's not us communicating anymore. AI will be communicating from machine to machine, which means that you are not in control of your devices anymore. They'll all be able to talk to each other. Your toaster will transmit to your microwave, it will transmit to your fridge, and they will be able to give a global picture of what's happening in your home at any given point in time with built-in microphones, cameras, the whole works, and sensors. So I'm not sure how you feel about this. High performance computing, and then it speaks about who is working on sixth generation technology. It speaks about the transition between the two. And, you know, at the end of the day, there's a few things that you'll be able to do with 6G or sixth generation technology. 6G will have big implications for many government and industry approaches, okay, to public safety and critical asset protection, such as the following: threat detection. So, in the name of security, they will sell you this. Health monitoring, a lot of people love this already. Feature and facial recognition. So, not just recognizing your face, but features. Then decision making in areas like law enforcement and social credit systems. Where does this already exist? In China, social credit scoring has been rolled out. It is an absolute dystopian nightmare. And somehow, people are going to beg for it. Your child will beg for it because your child is being normalized in this society. They will want this because the school teachers will get training on it and they will be teaching your child this and they will believe that this is necessary. for them to survive in the future. If they don't have this knowledge and devices, they will end up dying. Air quality measurements, gas and toxicity sensing, and sensory interfaces that feel like real life. Okay? Now, how do you feel about the couple of things I've just mentioned now? This is only sixth generation technology. Thank you to everyone that have joined. We're almost at 600 people watching now. It's a lot more than I expected with this topic. But the topic is going to get way more fascinating just now when we get into seventh generation technology. So I'll give you a link to this. Go and read and weep. And this is one of many articles that I just dug up earlier. I have studied this at length before. I have made sure that I remain at the forefront of the intent of fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh generation technology. 8G, a lot of people aren't exactly sure what that's going to look like yet, because then will be unnecessary. There will be no need for humans. So let's get to seventh generation. I hope you got the link there. I'll put out the link again so you can copy and paste it. There we go. So next, seventh generation technology, and you're going to see a couple of changes. Just something I want to mention quickly is I'll be doing a video tomorrow morning on Remgrow, the Rupert Remgrow sees big 5G opportunity in Vuma-Cam poles. In other words, the poles have been putting up everywhere. They weren't allowed to put cameras in there. It's actually unconstitutional under our current constitution, but they need to create a crisis to make it necessary so that the ministers can force it on us. So that is coming tomorrow morning. So look out for that video. Very important. The Rupert's getting involved in monitoring you. Well, no surprises there. So 7G, intelligent communication of the inevitable. So this is what most people believe it is. Next step in the world of mobile connectivity. Now, you must know that 8th generation technology is already being tested in some countries. And this is just on a connectivity side. In other words, speed of transmission. The technology that's built around it is what is key, because it's not just your phone at all. There will be a chip in your hand. And as I said at the World Economic Forum, it was clear that chip in your hand was vital so that they can put a sixth generation chip in your hand, and you won't need to carry many things with you, like a wallet won't exist anymore. Okay? The cellular wireless generation G refers to a change in the nature of the system, speed, technology, and frequency. And each generation has some standards, capacities, new features, etc., which differentiated from the previous one. In other words, this is not cell phones, people. Each generation technology speaks about a lot more than a cell phone. In fact, like I said, with 6G, cell phones will cease to be necessary. People will prefer not to carry any devices on them because you will wear the devices or have it in your body. Seventh generation wireless is the inevitable intelligent cellular technology. 7G networks will be able to use higher frequencies and provide substantially higher capacity and much lower latency in communications. That's the boring stuff, okay? The stuff that everyone want to tell you is really going to be phenomenal. I'm going to get straight to the crux. 7G will have profound implications in public safety and in addressing critical issues such as, now remember what happened with 6G, and I'll give you the link to the 7G just now. I'll also put all three of the articles I'll be covering in the a pinned comment below the video, as well as in the description after the live stream. So yeah, 7G. Critical issues such as threat detection. So that was already there with 6th generation technology. What will be a threat? Us doing a live stream. If you can communicate between different devices with 6th generation technology, then you should be able to say, well, we don't like what these people are doing, and they'll just be able to shut the stream down instantly. Crime control. Mind reading. The reading of your mind. Okay, I want to see some comments now. How do you feel about 7th generation technology reading your mind? And that is already being experimented with a lot of success. Okay. How do you feel about mind reading with regards to seventh generation technology? We're over 600 people watching. Thank you for coming on. Please like the video and share the link so more people can watch it later. So, yes, mind reading. Okay. Over my dead body, Billy says, horrified. Manny says, 7G, no, thank you. My mind is my own. What if I tell you that the technology around the faster transfer of information is being developed actively at the moment? Okay, while you dream scary, our devices are already listening to us. Absolutely, Xavier. And I will discuss it at the end and tell you exactly what you're already experiencing. I covered that at length in my Double O Days meetings. But let's carry on. There's a lot more. Health monitoring. Everyone loves this one. Your health will be monitored. How? Your toilet will be a seventh generation device, people. So, yeah, everything you do, it'll be able to analyze what you ate the previous day. If you're using drugs, anything, nothing about yourself won't be known anymore. Facial recognition and expressions. In other words, it'll be able to read what your expressions say about your mood, feeling, etc. 3D image synthesis. Okay. Now, you go and look up what that means. Let me give you the link to this article so long so that you can go and look at that if you want to with me. There you go. Then, air quality measurements. A lot of people absolutely love that. Disaster preparedness. Now, how do you feel about that, considering what we've been through in this country? Disaster preparedness with seventh generation technology. Gas and toxicity sensing. Remember Coast? When I told you about Coast, let's call it Toast. Okay? Coast and Toast, it rhymes nicely. You will see here air quality measurements, people. Disaster preparedness, gas and toxicity sensing. So people that live in these smart cities that are enabled with sixth and seventh generation technology can be protected. What happens to the rest? Okay. Then lastly, IoT device management. In other words, Internet of Things device management. So it can now control the devices from the sixth generation. So seventh generation will be able to control the Internet of Things devices. But now, the capabilities that 7G is expected to provide are high-speed signal transmission, AGI core networking. And what that means is there will be one single core in the world that will control everything else. One core will be able to sense all AI. It will come to one central place. What does this sound like to you people? Do you understand what I'm talking about here? Okay. One intelligent core. One virtual space environment with realistic sensations. In other words, you'll be able to experience and sense things. You don't have to really go out into nature. Internet cognition. In other words, the internet understanding things. Continuous computing. In other words, computing never stops. Remote access for diagnosis, learning, education, etc. Then, here's the kicker. The Internet of Everything, not the Internet of Things. This is now the Internet of Everything. The Internet is the brain of that one core entity, whatever you want to call it. I hope this is starting to sink in. 7G is proposed to integrate with satellite networks for global coverage. So it'll be able to use various satellite networks to make sure it can reach everywhere on the globe. So we've gone to 34 minutes now. I don't know how you feel at this stage with regards to seventh generation. Billy is starting to understand what has been discussed. Okay, so I'm not going to carry on for much longer. Let me give you the link to that article again. I want you to understand that this is not just coming, it's already there. So when you read these articles, you will see that many countries have already implemented this. In Norway, we already have 8th generation technology working. They are just using now this time to fight to be on top of the technology that those speeds and accessibility can use. So it's being developed actively and in a very hurried way. Okay. So thank you to the 620 people watching. Let's cover 8th generation technology now. So what is a 8G network? How fast is 8G? I told you earlier, it does about 11 gigabits a second or faster. And at this stage, when they speak about 8th generation technology, it says the pros of 8G network is instant download of movies, TV shows, games, and other large files. The 8G network will provide faster downloads of series, TV shows, games, and other large data. Faster streaming of high definition video content. You'll be able to stream high definition video content without any lag or latency issues. Quick and easy access to information on the internet. Seamless connections between devices. For a truly connected lifestyle, the 8G network will allow seamless connections between devices so you can have a truly connected lifestyle. Then it talks about online gaming. Information will be easily accessible at your fingertips. This is the selling point. They are not telling you what devices will be enabled with this. They are selling you this because you are going to fund, with all your consumerism, the implementation of the 8th generation technology networks. We are going to fund our own demise. And then they say, so what are you waiting for? 8G network country. And then it talks about countries that have actually implemented 8th generation technology. And it's all just about internet speed. They're not going to tell you anything at this stage. And they say coming in 2048, so 2 years before 2050, and you might find that interesting, especially when you know the United Nations has an agenda for 2030, 2040, and 2050, and then an end game at 2063. So yeah, mark those dates if you can live that long. So coming in 2048, it's going to make your life a whole lot better. Get ready for the future. 2040, 7th generation will be there. That's around the corner. Many of us are going to be alive then. Do you want this? Do you want what this technology will enable? I have no problem with fast internet speed. I'm sure none of you have either. The problem is the technology being developed around it that will control everything. And you won't see it at this stage that they are bragging about the type of technology being used. So Japan was one of the first countries to roll out 8G networks, and they already saw amazing results. In Tokyo, commuters can now enjoy watching videos or surfing the web while on the go without any lag time. So everyone is enjoying this fast internet. They don't think that there's so many other things being developed right now that that network is the backbone for. In other words, at the moment the cameras go up everywhere, soon it'll be a 7th generation and then later 8th generation, to the point where it'll only need to communicate with robots, not with us at all. We won't be necessary. So there will be a sifting happening in humanity for 8th generation technology to work. So if you go and read the article on 8G, you will see that they are hiding the truth because we become irrelevant at that stage, and you can literally cut us out of the planet. We're not necessary anymore. Robots will be able to reproduce themselves. This is their plan in any case. And this is why I stop at 7th generation technology as a concern, because they will actively talk about how us humans will be involved, and we will be able to directly link up and communicate with another human being. We will be the androids instead of your phone being the android at that stage. And I don't want to live in a world where I don't have options or choices. And this is why I've said that 5th generation technology fully rolled out to the point where we can be fully monitored, tracked, and traced is a point of no return. It's a line in the sand. We cannot allow it to get to that point. I'm not talking about 5th generation with regards to internet speed. We will all welcome that. We cannot allow the technology, the data centers to be built that creates the backbone, not to assist us with fast internet, but to monitor, track, and trace our every move. Who will be the criminal to the government, to the next dictator? You know what? Governments won't even matter because at that stage, their plan is to have a one world government in control, and for this one central core to be in control of our entire planet. It'll be the AI for that entire internet of everything. Everything will be this internet, and nothing will be able to be done in the world without it knowing about it and making decisions around it. You will cease to be a human because you won't be able to make any humane decisions whatsoever. And if you don't educate your children now, they will believe that this world, this future world being created by 2048, as it says there, that is the best way for us to live. There will be no war. There will be no murder. There will be no rape. There will be no theft. There will be none of these things. They would have created their utopia where no bad things happen. They would have created a utopia where none of us have any choice whatsoever. And if you listen to the people at the World Economic Forum, they are at an advanced stage of planning to execute all of this. Now, I've known about this, unfortunately, since 2002. And it's been a heavy burden to carry. To actually see it coming into fruition is shocking. You know, I used to be so happy when Jacob Zuma just refused to roll out fifth generation technology because it was a huge aim for the African continent, and South Africa was supposed to be the leader in doing that. And that is why during the pandemic, these oaks were digging up trenches to put fiber in so that they could literally bring fifth generation technology to every part of South Africa. And you need to ask yourself why the Ruperts are involved in something like that. Why a Visa, who controls Shoprite and Checkers, why they are starting to implement digital shopping in a way that will make it impossible in the end for you to go to a shop and pick what you want off the shelf. Do you understand what that means? You will not be able to get certain things when social credit scoring is implemented in your country. You will not be able to purchase something that the credit score won't allow you to have. This has already been implemented in China, as they say, successfully. Russia has been trying to implement it there. And, you know, if you're in a country where people want complete control, it's such an easy place to launch and test something like that. Our government is no different. So, people, remember, sixth generation technology, the aim is for fifth generation technology to be fully rolled out by 2025 in the country, and by 2030 for sixth generation technology to be fully implemented. This is no time at all. So for you to think about this is not really going to help your situation. And this is why we need to organize on the ground to create a future that we want. It's very simple. And as long as we make ourselves independent of government and corporate control as much as possible, make it possible that you can live in a community where you don't need this to communicate, where you can survive without it, that will be a crucial part of your survival strategy in future. Um, so thank you for watching this video. I'll post the link to the eighth generation technology again. What can we do? Organize. You know, this is our family's life mission at this stage, is to implement the plan. You can go and follow my wife on Lauren Evantia, the YouTube channel, and then go and she lays out the plan beautifully. And you can either follow that plan or not. If you don't want to follow it, live with the consequences. I've not seen anything better than that rolled out anywhere in the world. In other words, other places in the world will hopefully follow suit and start implementing this everywhere. If we don't, we won't have options in future. And I always tell people, for you to have options, you need to take certain actions. I really want to thank you for coming into. There we go. You are told what to do there. If you want to be a part of the plan. Um, so yeah, thank you so much for joining this live stream. I hope you've learned something from it. And yes, we can get more likes, people. If we can get more likes, it will really be awesome. I can tell you that the push for these technologies by 2025 is going to be relentless. Your head is going to spin. It's going to be rolled out everywhere. And don't think that our government hasn't got money for this. They will print money to do it because this is part of a global agenda. They need the Internet of Things to implement their one world government. So from 2030, the implementation will start up until 2040. It should be completely implemented. So these things aren't happening overnight. There's a lot of people that say, but 2 years, the world is finished. It's all over. Well, I have a surprise for you. There's a lot more that we have to be able to endure before that happens. Make the government irrelevant. Thanks, Marlene. That is what we need to do, create a new system. People are already doing this on the ground, hundreds of people across the country. Our movement is growing daily, and it's really awesome to see. And there's a solid, concrete plan to make things different for South Africa, and then for other people to be able to then piggyback off what we are doing and the example we are setting in the rest of the world. And it's going to be tough in many places. Europe is going to be a very tough place to be in future. Many other countries are going to go through very difficult things. And this is all planned a long time ago. Unfortunately, I was exposed to these plans not on some internet conspiracy website, people. Um, no, unfortunately not. To me, it's very real. And that's why I can tell you what's going to happen in future. Not because I'm a prophet or I have a crystal ball. It's because I can see the plans. I know the plan backwards. I know it from beginning to end. And I can see how it's panning out. So I know that that specific plan that I know is being implemented. I can see it with my own eyes. Yeah. So 69 likes. Well, we need 49 likes before we get to 500. It'll be really nice if we can get 500 likes in this video, just like last time. We had over 600 people watching. I didn't expect that. And thank you for sharing these videos and making this channel the third most watched and liked YouTube channel in South Africa on news and politics. I really find that fascinating. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it, but we are the most liked. You guys like the most out of everyone. We get more likes than in the SABC and ENCA. I mean, that's insane. You people are really stunning. It's a massive team effort. And you know, this channel, what the channel is doing, the channel growth, we went past 41,700 subscribers and climbing fast. It's because of your efforts. The channel is a massive community across the country. Many of you who I met personally. For those of you that didn't know, I toured the country for almost 2 years with my family and met with people in person. It was really, really awesome. And it's great to see everything happening. Remember to go and join the independent living, saying goodbye to corporate and government and corporate control on Facebook. That group is absolutely rocking. The people are putting out so many posts on their path to self-reliance. Hi, welcome as a member, Ilian. Yeah, we're gonna have fun Thursday evening. I hope you all enjoyed this evening's live stream. I hope the information's been relevant to you. And Thursday evening is going to be fascinating. We're going to cover some members of the committee of 300 again. It's important that we do that. We'll be looking at some documents again. And look what I have with me here. What has started the book Armageddon. Yeah, it's going to be quite a job to get it done. And yes, I'll be able to focus on that. The book that my dad wrote of what's going to go down according to him. He said it's a novel, but tells you exactly what will happen in the end game, so to speak. And it's absolutely fascinating. Thank you very much for watching. Um, yes, watch the Question Everything series and the Moments in Time series. If you go to playlists on my channel, then you will find it there. Also, go to the community tab. I often put out things there for the members, and the information that I give them there shows you truth. In other words, all the fake news gets set aside, and it's really nice. Thanks for the over 500 likes. Please share the video so that more people can watch this. And thanks for your awesome work and effort on the ground. Without you, nothing will happen. We have achieved the success, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And lots of love to all of you. Remember that love is the power that we use to change this country. If we don't have love, you cannot do good without love. And that is why so many politicians and corporations are void of anything good, because and they become greedy, etc., because love has vanished. They don't feel love anymore. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm going to end now. Bye.